So in this next video, you will learn how to model simple lighting and power drawing, including the circuiting. So to begin, let's open the electrical project template. So in here, open the file that says project template. So once the file is loaded, before beginning designing the electrical model, we're going to create work sets from for this model. So to create work sets, click on this button down here which says work sets and click OK. So work sets can be used not only for electrical but for other services, but we're going to use it as an example for this model. Just wait for it to load, and you can see the loading bar at the bottom left. So once the work sets have loaded, you will see this window, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create two new work sets for lighting and power. So click on new, and the first one, let's call this lighting. Click OK, and the second one, let's call it power. OK. So click on OK. So once we have done that, we are going to first make sure that the lighting work set is active by clicking down here. And the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to sort out our views so that they are arranged to lighting and power. So the first ones which are going to reorganize are the floor plans. So I'm going to select level 1 to level 4 and change the sub-discipline to be lighting. You can now see that the views has been shifted to this lighting set in the project browser. I'm just going to minimize this one, and we now have this floor plans here. So next I'm going to duplicate level 1 to level 4 as new floor plans. So to do that, I'm going to go to view, floor plans, click on this do not duplicate, shift select everything, and click on OK. So when I do that, by default it will create the views again in this question marks. So I'm going to select them and shift them now to power instead. Minimize this. So since the floor plans names cannot be the same, you will need to put something to label this differently. So in this case, I'm going to name this as LTG for short for lighting dash level 1. So click no when this question comes up. So you're going to repeat this for the other views. Once you have done that, do the same thing for the power side, but this time name it as PWR, short for power. So once completed, we now have two sets of floor plans. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to ensure that whatever we model in the lighting work sets only appears in the lighting floor plans, and whatever we model in the power work set will only appear in the power drawings. So let's just activate our lighting level 1 model first. So right click on the level 1 floor plan and click on apply template properties. So from here, access this custom view template, which basically has no settings being included yet, but we want to make sure that the work sets will be influenced. So tick this and click on edit, and ensure that power is set to be hidden while lighting is set to be visible, which is show. Click on OK and click on OK again to apply that view template to level 1. So you can repeat the same by shift selecting the other views, apply view template, custom, ensure that the settings are the same, click OK, and we're going to repeat that for the power drawings. But this time just swap so that power will be shown and lighting will be hidden. Click on OK and OK again. Once completed, we're just going to save the file, so click on save. So since this is a workset enabled file, this file will be saved as a central file. So when prompted with this question, just click on yes. So once that is done, we are ready to start modeling our electrical design model. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import in the relevant families. So go back to our BIM tutorial files, library, go to electrical equipment. We're going to pull in the distribution board and the switch board. The next families we're going to pull in are the lighting points. Under lighting fixture, pull in this rectangular light. Next is the electrical fixture, pull in the SSO and the switch. So now we're going to put in all the DBs and the switch boards. So activate level 2. Ensure that the lighting workset is enabled before you start modeling. So go to systems and we're going to put the DB, which is under electrical equipment. So make sure that you are modeling in fine detail before putting in the DBs. So we're gonna put in 2 DBs here, press space, put in 2, escape twice, insert 2 of this sub 3-phase DBs, space, just place 2 around this region and to this one as well. Skip twice, and next we're going to put in the switchboard MSB. Again, just 2 numbers here. Skip twice. So next we're going to tag all these DBs. So shortcut key TG and just start tagging all of these DBs. Just space it out so that when you rename it later on, there is space for you to type. Escape. So let's just give these DBs some names. Now for this sub DBs, we're gonna name it with the same name, but with a /L on this side and with a /P on this side to indicate that one side is for lighting and one is for power, and repeat the same for this DB. So once done, we can actually just delete the tagging for this sub DBs. The next thing we need to do is we need to create a distribution system for all of these DBs that we have created. So just select everything, and under distribution system, select this. So next, we need to make the connection from the sub DBs to the DBs and then eventually to the MSB. So firstly, click on the first sub DB, create a power system, and from this drop down, you can select the DB which you need, which is in this case DB L2-01. And this is indicated by an arrow being drawn from the sub DB to this DB here. So for the next one, when you click on power, you can see that it will straight away assign to the previously selected DB, so you don't have to select it again. So for this end, click on the first one, again click on power, and if you need to change the DB that is assigned to, we can reselect it here. Or another way is that you can click on this select panel and you can then select on this EDB. E stands for essential, so repeat for this other sub DB. Now we're going to assign this to MSB1, and this we're going to assign it to EMSB-1. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to model the light fittings in this area here. So before we can start putting in the light fittings, we need to insert a reference plane which will host the light fittings. So I'm just going to draw a section first. Open a section, and I'm going to draw a reference plane in this model. So the shortcut key to insert a reference plane is RP. And I'm going to set the offset to be 3 meters, and I'm going to select pick lines and click here. Ensure that the dashed blue line appears above and not below like this. So once it appears like that, click left click once, escape. Now select this reference plane and give it a name here. Let's call this level 2 dash ceiling. Control tab to go back to our plan view. So now we are ready to insert our light fittings. So the light fittings can be found in under systems, lighting fixture. Expand that, and we're going to select this 2x28 T5 complete with parabolic reflector light fitting. So if you want to insert the light fitting to the work plane, you need to select place on work plane. Ensure that the placement plane selected is the reference plane which we created. and you will notice that the light fitting cannot be seen, but just roughly click once and you'll be prompted to note that it's not visible. That's because our view range is not set properly. So press escape twice. In this view, we're going to change the view range from here, and let's set the top to be about 3500 and the cut plane to be about 3400. Press OK. We should be able to see our light fitting now. So select it and press space to rotate it. So we're just going to roughly put one light fitting here and select it. Just copy 2 numbers down, escape, and copy 2 more numbers to the left. Escape. And we're just going to roughly put in more light fittings down. And just one more, sorry. Just one more down here. I'm going to select this. I'm going to copy this and place this here. Just move it a bit. You don't have to be too accurate in this tutorial. Sorry, we're just going to repeat that again. I'm going to delete all of these light fittings. What you have to do before you copy all the light fittings is you need to flip this light over, because if you see from the section view, this light is being placed in the wrong orientation. So from the plan view, click the light, click on this symbol to ensure that the light is actually facing downwards to the space below. Checking again with this section, the light should be in this placement. So once you've done that, just copy the light fittings again. So the next step is to select all the lights, and we're going to set a load classification which currently is set to generic. So sorry, click on the icon beside the generic word, and let's set this to be lighting in an office. So this is important because this is where it sets a demand factor. In this case, for an office, it would be 90%. If you would like to change this demand factor, you can actually click on this and change it to 80% if you require, or so forth. But we're going to keep it at 90%. Click on OK. So now the next thing is we're going to create light systems and assign it to the dBs. So to create a circuit, we're going to select the lights we want for the first circuit. In this case, I'm going to select these few lights, and I'm going to create a system which is a power system, and let's select the panel which is this sub panel for lighting. And once you do that, you can see that a circuit is sort of formed here, and when you click on this arc wire, the circuit will be formed. And I'm going to delete this line because we don't need it. And you can rearrange the circuit however you want. I'm doing this so that it doesn't overlap with the actual lighting fixture. So let's repeat the same thing for these other lights. Create a power circuit, but this time I'm going to assign it to the essential dB and press escape first. So if you didn't press the Alt Y button, you still can do it. Just simply highlight one of the lighting fixtures and press tab. Select it, and you can generate it by clicking on arc wire. Delete this arrow. So you can see that when it's being connected to the essential dB, the lines will naturally come out as dashed lines. So let's just finish it off with this lighting fixtures over here. So I'm going to change the scale to be 1 to 100 so that we can see the tags a little clearer. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to tag the wiring. So TG, and we're going to tag this first wire here. So you can see that this tag now is not the correct tag. Click on it, change it to be this type of tag which doesn't have the extra slash in it. So when you click on it, it will come out properly. Select it, create similar, which is CS, place one here, place one there, and tag these other wires as well. So with that, we have tagged all the wires required. So when you view this, take note that when you view this floor plan in medium detail, that the pattern of the lights will appear as you would want it to be for documentation, and the sub panels would disappear as well, because we don't really want to see it in our drawings. With this, we have finished modeling our lighting circuits. So now we're going to move on to the power side. So before we move on to the power side, we want to move this dB so that it will appear in our power drawings. So what we're going to do is that we're going to switch the work sets of these panels back into the power drawings. So let's change it back to fine detail again. Let's select all the panels. Sorry. And we're going to change the work set of these panels to power. You can see that they have disappeared because they are now visible in a power drawing. So when you click on this, you can see the panels here. Let's change it to fine detail first. And let's just tag our panels again here. So before we start modeling, we need to make sure that we change it to the power work set, so that everything we model from now on will be in the power work set. So we're going to place some SSOs. So click on lighting fixture and scroll down and select this 13 amp SSO. Press tab to rotate it, and we're going to place it somewhere here. Place two numbers. So select the two SSOs, and we're going to change the load classification to be power dash SSO, which has a demand factor of 100%. So we're now going to create a power circuit, and let's select db dash L2-01/P. And I'm going to create an arc wire. I'm going to delete this piece. I'm just going to rearrange this to be on the top. And you can move it so it appears more presentable, and tag the wire as well. So let's just select all of this and copy it once here, another one here. We're just gonna rotate it 180 degrees. Let's place it against the wall, and one more down here. So now we're going to create the power circuits. Select the SSOs and create a power circuit. So you can see that it's assigned to the previously assigned panel, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And repeat. So with this, we have these 4 pairs of SSOs being assigned to this DB. So next, after we have modeled our lighting and power circuits, we can look at the schedules that are generated automatically. So just go down here to schedules and quantities and expand it. And under electrical circuits, we can see that there are a few options here. So example, let's click on electrical circuit outgoing DB. With this, we can see a summary of the circuits that we have actually created firstly for this DB-L201, and also for EDB-L201 down here. So in this schedule, everything you see in this light blue color are things which you should be changing according to your design. So this is set for the outgoing of the DB, and the incoming can be seen from here, which you should be setting what is the main circuit breaker size as well. So some other bulk sizing which can be found in electrical underscore sizing. So for example, if you go into this breaker here, you can see that for example, if you want your lighting breaker to be 10 amp, by changing it here, it will change for all the lighting circuits in the DB automatically without having to change it one by one. And same thing with the wiring. By opening this, because by default all the wires created will be in 3-phase, so you can come here to change it quickly to be single phase for everything that is single phase. So once you've done that, when we go back to this outgoing DB, you can see that everything that needs to be in single phase is now single phase, and even the breakers that we bulk change are now in 10 amp as well. So now let's just go back to our level 2 lighting. Let's change it back to medium detail. So just for the last part, I'll just show you how you can create a new lighting fixture if you require it in your project. So let's say you are placing a new lighting fixture, and let's say it's this same parabolic reflector light. And if you need a new lighting fixture, we can create a new one by clicking on this edit type. And let's say we just duplicate this light fitting and let's give it a name like just type 1, for example. Press OK. So in this settings down here for type 1, we can start to change. For example, if the true load for this light is 28 watts, we can change it here. And we can also change the dimensions. For example, let's say this is a 600 by 600 light, and some further settings which you can explore down here. Even the lights photometric web file can be changed, and the lighting also. And at the very bottom you can change the symbol of the light. So for example, if this light for example has a rectangle around it but it doesn't have a grid, but let's say it has a double square, so if I click on that and I click OK, and I'm going to place this light on the work plane again at level 2 ceiling, so you can place it, and once again you cannot see this light. This is because I forgot to change the work set back to lighting. So what we can do when we've done that is that we can go to the power drawing, or if you don't see it here, it's because of the view range. Let's just go back to our level 2 drawing, and I'm going to open a 3D view, select the light and change it to lighting, and I'm going to flip it as well. Sorry, I'm going to flip it again. It was on the correct direction already. If we go back to level 2, we can then now see that the light that we've created is also to the correct symbol which we have set, which is a double square. So with this, if you need to create new light fittings, you can actually customize it the way you want with the correct symbol. So with this, we have concluded our lighting and power circuiting tutorial.